You know that moment when you catch your reflection and you don't recognize the person staring back? You've tried everything, the diets, the gym memberships, the Monday morning promises, and every time you end up right back where you started, heavier and more ashamed. But here's the truth. You never needed more willpower. You needed a different strategy, and it starts with one glass of water. Meet Christopher, 40 years old, 138 kilograms, that's over 300 pounds. On paper, his life looked fine. Good job, loving wife, 2 kids who adored him. But every evening, the same scene played out. His son would run up with a soccer ball. "Dad, come play." And Christopher would smile, point at his laptop, and say the words he hated most. "Maybe tomorrow, buddy." It wasn't the laptop. It was the stairs that left him breathless, the knees that ached, the exhaustion that sat on his chest like a stone. He wasn't living his life anymore. He was watching it from the couch. And believe me, he had tried keto, juice cleanses, a gym membership he used exactly 4 times. Every attempt followed the same script. 2 weeks of iron discipline, 1 bad day, then total collapse. And after the collapse, the worst part, that voice. You failed again because you're weak. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. Christopher wasn't weak, and neither are you. What happened next proves it. After a dizzy spell at his daughter's school play, Christopher's wife booked him an appointment with a new doctor, Dr. Kenji Sato, an older Japanese physician with a reputation for being a little unusual. Christopher walked in expecting the usual lecture, meal plans, warnings. Instead, Dr. Sato closed his file and asked one question. "Christopher, how many times have you gone to war with yourself?" Silence. "Every diet you've tried was a war," the doctor said. "And your brain hates war, so it fights back. Every time. Today, we stop fighting. Today, I'll show you how my grandparents lived past 90 without ever going on a single diet." Christopher almost laughed, but he stayed. And what he learned wasn't a weight loss plan. It was 5 ideas that quietly rewired his life. Idea 1, Kaizen, the art of ridiculously small steps. The doctor's first prescription sounded like a joke. Every morning, drink 1 glass of water. That's it. Change nothing else. Christopher stared at him. "A glass of water? Doc, I need to lose 100 pounds. And then Dr. Sato said something that might just change your life too. The water isn't for your body, Christopher. It's for your brain. Every time you keep a tiny promise, you teach your mind one thing. I can trust me. You've broken so many big promises that your brain stopped believing you. We're going to rebuild that trust, 1 glass at a time. Here's the science in plain English. Psychologist Robert Mowery, who wrote an entire book on Kaizen, explains that big changes set off the fear center of your brain, the amygdala. When you declare, "I'll never eat sugar again," your brain hears danger and quietly sabotages you. That's why week 3 always falls apart. It was never about willpower. It was an alarm system doing its job. But tiny steps, they slip right past the alarm. No fear, no resistance, no rebellion. Think of it like this. Your self-trust is a collapsed bridge. You don't test a collapsed bridge by driving a truck over it. You rebuild it 1 plank at a time. And every plank is a small promise, kept. So Christopher drank his water every single morning. And after 2 weeks, something strange happened. He wanted more. So he added a 5-minute walk. Not 30 minutes, 5. Author James Clear says every small action is a vote for the person you want to become. Christopher wasn't losing weight yet. He was doing something more important. He was voting for himself. A month later, idea 2, Hara Hachi Bu. It's an old saying from Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the longest living people on Earth. It means eat until you're 80% full, then stop. No calorie counting, no banned foods. Just stop at 80%. "Why 80?" asked Christopher. "Because your stomach is honest, but it's slow." Here's what he meant. When you eat, it takes about 20 minutes for the fullness signal to travel from your stomach to your brain. So by the time you feel completely full, you already overate 15 minutes ago. You blew past the exit and didn't even see it. 80% is like watching your fuel gauge instead of waiting for the tank to overflow. You put the fork down when you're satisfied, not stuffed. Researchers studying Okinawan elders found that single habit naturally trimmed how much they ate, with 0 forbidden foods. No war, remember? Did Christopher nail it at every meal? Of course not. He just got it right a little more often each week. And for the first time in 20 years, food stopped being the enemy. Now, here's a question for you. If small steps are this easy, why doesn't everyone just do them? Because easy things are also easy to skip, which brings us to idea 3, Ikigai, your reason to get up in the morning. One afternoon, Dr. Sato asked Christopher, "Why do you want to lose weight?" "To be healthy, I guess." "No, that's a poster on a wall. Why do you really want it?" Christopher went quiet, and then it cracked open. "My son asks me to play soccer every day, every single day. And every day I say, maybe tomorrow. I just want tomorrow to actually come." That was his Ikigai, not a number on a scale. A boy with a ball waiting in the yard. Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist who survived the concentration camps, loved quoting the philosopher Nietzsche, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." Motivation built on appearance fades in weeks. Motivation built on love, that fuel doesn't run out. So here's my challenge for you. Don't write down a target weight. Write down a face, a moment, a person. That's what pulls you off the couch when nothing else will. Idea 4, Gambaru. Roughly, it means do your best and keep going, especially when it's boring. Because here's the unglamorous truth about change. Most of it feels like nothing is happening. Christopher walked 5 minutes a day for weeks, and the scale barely moved. This is the invisible phase, the exact place where almost everyone quits. Dr. Sato just smiled. Bamboo grows underground for years before it ever breaks the surface. Then it shoots up 10 meters in a few weeks. Was the underground time wasted, or was it everything? Gambaru isn't about intensity. It's about showing up on the days nobody claps for. 5 minutes on a terrible day beats 60 minutes, never. And then came the night Christopher almost lost it all. His daughter's birthday party, cake, pizza. He didn't stop at 80%. He didn't stop at all. He woke up at 2 a.m. finishing the leftovers over the sink, and the old voice came roaring back. "You've ruined everything. 3 months wasted. You're right back where you started." He walked into the clinic ready to quit, and that's when the old man taught him the final idea, Wabi Sabi, the Japanese art of finding beauty in imperfection. "You believe one broken night erases 90 days of kept promises," the doctor said. "That's not truth. That's shame doing math." In Japan, when a beautiful bowl cracks, we don't throw it away. The crack becomes part of its story. You're not ruined, Christopher. You're human. And listen, this part is backed by real research. Scientists once ran a study where dieters were asked to eat a donut. Then half of them received a simple self-compassion message. Basically, everyone slips. Don't beat yourself up. Later, everyone was offered a bowl of candy. Guess who ate far less? The self-compassion group. The people drowning in guilt ate more. Let that sink in. Shame doesn't stop overeating. Shame fuels it. So the doctor gave Christopher one final rule, and I want you to steal it. Never miss twice. One skipped walk is rest. One heavy meal is a memory. Missing twice is the beginning of a new habit. So when you slip, and you will, no punishment, no starting from zero. Just quietly return to the next small promise. So where's Christopher today? 18 months later, he's down more than 35 kilograms. But honestly, that's the least interesting part. The interesting part happens every evening at 6 in the backyard, when a soccer ball rolls across the grass, and this time, Dad gets up. No miracle, no montage, just one glass of water that slowly became a man who trusts himself again. So forget the war, forget all or nothing. Tonight, pick one promise so small it's impossible to break and keep it tomorrow morning. You're not rebuilding your body first, you're rebuilding your trust, and that changes everything. If Christopher's story hit home, tell me in the comments, what's the one tiny promise you're making tonight? I read every single one. Hit like if this gave you a little hope, and subscribe because around here, we change one small step at a time. See you in the next one.